EMCO Cal, serving breeders and growers around the world through plant variety management.
I'm Chad Finn with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Agricultural Research Service, based in Corvallis, Oregon at the Horticultural Crops Research Unit. We've been breeding blackberries for a long time. The program was started in about 1928. As far as we can tell, it's the oldest blackberry breeding program that's still going in the world. Today we're here to talk to you about Columbia Giant, which, as far as we can tell, is probably the largest blackberry that you can buy. A really long, attractive berry, bound to wow any customers. It's one of those berries that when people are walking by a row at a pick your own operation, they immediately want to go pick those blackberries. If they see it in clamshells, they're immediately drawn to it for the wow factor. Some of the main characteristics you need to keep in mind on Columbia Giant is it's thornless. I mean, that is just super nice. It's very nice if you have workers who are training it or you're machine harvesting it. You don't want to have thorns in your product, and by having a thornless plant, you get around that problem. Another one of the big pluses of Columbia Giant is it is a giant. You know, a berry that's that big and that well formed is hard to come by.
There's not many other blackberries that we're aware of that it takes 2 bites to eat, and 2 bites is an awful lot of fun in a blackberry.
The berries are very pretty. In addition to being really attractive, it's got great flavor, it's got good Brix level, it's very good to eat. Berries are very uniform shaped. If you start looking at the different berries here, they're all about the same beautiful conic size, well-formed, fairly even druplet size, with reasonable skin toughness. Handled gently, it can certainly be handled into the marketplace. Seasons on Columbia Giant, it's on the early side. Most of the trailing blackberries are early, but this one is even earlier than some of our traditional standards like Marionberry. And so that gives you a jump in the marketplace by coming in a little earlier. Yields have been good, comparable to our standards. It's higher yielding than the Marion blackberry, maybe not quite as high yielding as Black Diamond, but very respectable yield as you can see here. Columbia Giant is a trailing blackberry. Naturally, the canes are going to want to grow towards the ground. Some growers, using various names such as new over old, would have these new canes growing right up through the older floricanes. That's an option for you. This has the advantage of much reduced labor and training costs. We found that it works just fine to train those canes up through those dying canes without any disease problem. Most of the trailing blackberries have been adapted to the Pacific Northwest and other regions of the world with sort of that similar kind of Mediterranean or more coastal climate. They're good down to about 10 degrees Fahrenheit before they start to get winter injury, although they have survived down to 0 Fahrenheit just fine at times. This is a beautiful, attractive, very large berry. In addition, it's got great flavor, great appearance, harvests easily, and is productive and thornless. So those are some of the reasons why you would want to grow Columbia Giant, whether it's in your backyard or you're raising it for commercial production.